Okay, so got my dishes cleaned up, put away, done. And about this time every day, I think about what are we having for dinner. Because if I want to put something in the crock pot, then I can do that at this time and get it ready in the crock pot cooking. And by the time dinner's here, whoa, wonderful dinner. Today we're going to have pizza, or slow cooker pizza. So I went out to the fridge. I didn't take you guys on my incredibly snowy journey to the garage. But I had to put on boots, had to put on a coat, had to get me a grocery bag to gather my supplies in. Anyway, so I got me some, we love these things. I buy a bag of these, I think almost every time I go to the store, because I put them in everything. Like, you can make salads and you can make salads and put them in salads. You can, there's my husband calling me. You can put them in lots of food you cook. I'm going to put them in this pizza, slow cooker pizza. Yeah, that's what it's called, slow cooker pizza. So I'm going to put them in that. I'm going to put these, onions, pepperoni. I got my lean ground turkey. I'm going to defrost this, brown it with the onion, and then I think what you do is I'm going to make some of my own pizza sauce, or well, just like a tomato-based sauce. I usually just use a jar or two, depending on how much you want to make, of tomato sauce. I usually throw in not a jar, but I buy the cans. A can of diced tomatoes. I get the no salt added kind because I'm trying to go lower sodium. And these pepperonis are going to put a ton of sodium in there. It's going to be plenty of sodium in there. So, and then I'll just add seasonings, onion powder. I usually do the Mrs. Dash's garlic and herbs. Throw that in there, and then if I have the Mrs. Dash's Italian Melody blend, I'll throw that in. Sometimes I don't, so I'll just put like parsley, some basil, I can't remember, just, you know, like the Italian seasonings, just throw a bunch of them in there, and then just whip it off and whip it up, and you have your own Italian sauce. Now, of course, you can add as much salt and pepper that you like to taste. And you can buy the salt already added to the tomato sauce and the diced tomatoes. But we, just like I said, since I had my heart attack, I've been trying to pay closer attention to my sodium. So I just totally stepped in snow. I'm gonna have to change my socks. Love when that happens. That's okay though. That's the worst thing that happens to me today. Well, then I'm going to be pretty blessed. So this is, oh, totally just dropped one of my cans. So I buy the Fit and Active. These are Aldi brands. I get, in fact, I think everything I'm ready to show you except for my sauce. I gotta go grab my can. Hold on, I'll be right back. I'm back. I rescued my can. So anyway, Aldi's does not have a no salt added tomato sauce, so I do get that at Kroger. But this is the petite diced tomatoes, no salt added. So the sodium is 15 grams, and there are that's for about a half cup serving, and there's about 3.5 servings in here. So that's pretty low in sodium. And then Kroger has the tomato sauce, no salt added. So I will use a can of each of those. I will be right back. I'm going to have to answer that to my husband. Okay, so I had to take a break to talk to my hubby. He was on his lunch break. I don't remember what I stopped at. I think I was talking about my sweet peppers. Good to put in all kinds of stuff. I've cut those up and put them in my cute little Pioneer Woman bowl. Anyway, though, you take these ingredients. It also says that you put mushrooms in it. I am out of mushrooms, so that sounds delicious, but they're not going to be in there. So I'm basically going to have peppers, onions, pepperoni, and it said, gosh, what was it? I think it was rigatoni. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right. Noodles. I don't have any of those, so I'm just going to use egg noodles and see how that goes. I'm defrosting my ground beef, and I'm going to brown it with an onion. And then once I'm done with that, I'm going to get my slow cooker out, and I'm just going to layer. It says to layer the ingredients, and then I'm going to, oh, and it's also got cheese. It called for mozzarella and cheddar, and I have mozzarella and Colby Jack, so that's what we're going to use. And let's see, so we got peppers, onions, pepperonis, mozzarella, cheddar, or Colby Jack, egg noodles, and I got to make my sauce. You layer them, and then you cook it for, I think it said 3 to 4 hours on high. Yep. Oh no, it says cook on low for 3 to 4 hours, because remember our hamburger's already going to be cooked. So brown your hamburger and your onions, throw that in there, throw in, I don't know what I'm going to throw in next, probably my peppers, throw some pepperoni on top of that, put the sauce on it, some cheese, and then if you have enough ingredients, you can layer it again. I probably will only do 1 layer, because there's only 3 of us, and if I did 2 layers, that would be like a really big amount. But then again, I may do that because it would give us leftovers. And then also the noodles, you got to throw those in there too. Let me see when it says to do that. Okay, so I think usually I don't do noodles for a very long time. I like pre-cook them till they're almost done, and then I'll throw them in the crock pot when it's almost done, because if you, at least for me, if you cook noodles in the crock pot for too long, they get like stringy. It's not pleasant. So what I'm probably going to do with the noodles is I'm going to cook them on the stove when it gets closer to time for it to be done. And then when it's done, I'll probably put the noodles on a plate and cover it with the goodies I have in the crock pot. That's my plan. I'm getting this recipe out of the Fix It and Forget It cookbook. It's a slow cooker cookbook. I've had this for years, and it's got some really good recipes in it. So that's what we're going to have for dinner. So I'm going to hop off here for a little bit, finish cutting up these veggies, and get everything in my crock pot. Hi. Okay, so I keep saying hi every time I come back on. I got my slow cooker pizza in the crock pot. I'll try to let you see. It's in there, it's cooking. I'm just going to leave it alone and let it do its magical work. It smells really good. So I just wanted to show you the spices. So when I browned my hamburger, of course it's in the thing then, it's in the slow cooker, but I used garlic powder and onion powder in my onions and turkey burger that I was cooking. And then what I used to make my pizza sauce, I used onion powder, Mrs. Dash garlic and herb, and then I found this up in my cabinet. It's Italian seasoning, Kroger Italian seasoning, and it's fine, and of course some pepper. So I mixed all that in with my jar of tomato sauce, mixed it all together, and poured it in. So what I did was I poured my cooked hamburger, I put that on my bottom layer, then I put in my peppers, then what else did I put in there? Oh, then my pepperoni, then I put in my diced tomatoes, I just poured those on, and then my sauce. I am choosing to not put my cheese on there until probably an hour before it's done. And then also my noodles, I'll probably do about the cheese and the noodles well actually, you know what I'm going to do, the cheese I'll put in there an hour before it's done, and the noodles I will just, about half an hour before it's done, I will get them cooking on the stove and get them ready. And then when we eat it, I'll pour the pizza stuff over the noodles. That's my plan. We'll see how that goes. And of course, when you cook, you make more of a mess. And this is me prepping for dinner and also lunch. I just made some quick box mac and cheese for my Dave for lunch, and gave him some carrots, and I think he got a cheese stick, I don't know. Oh, and some pears. So that was his lunch, and I ate a little bit too. So that's what we have for lunch, and dinner is cooking up. Oh, it smells good. Alright guys, it is done, and it looks delicious, and it smells amazing. So I'm cooking my noodles. As soon as my husband gets home, we're going to have us a yummy, yummy dinner. If you try it, let me know how you like it. Alright, you can leave comments below. Please subscribe. Thanks, guys.